Good evening. My name is Surbhi Goel. It's a privilege to be here and to be able to be among you in the ThefdZone, the Mumbai edition. This film screening today, a set of 6 films that have been selected. The reason and the thought which has gone behind this selection is just to look at how films sometimes mark, recall, or preserve a certain cultural artifact or history for us. They also contain certain consciousness, traces of certain consciousness we sometimes forget later. These films are also creative responses, and they also contain within them possibility for making of further films or creative responses. So the program is an attempt to place, collide, or even juxtapose 3 set of films which correspond within diptychs. These films, 6 films, have been chosen and placed in a diptych, a piece of 2, which also have cross-linkages, apropos processes of preserving, and not just preserving history, but also moments and processes how history gets preserved. Also of recalling living traditions of certain music, dance, or creative processes, and even lost artifacts, cultural systems or processes that have been lost. And also tracing skills, crafts, and arts. So the films complement each other, and they also lay out alternative perspectives or diverge or create fissures for dialogues, development of further responses. So the first 2 films which we are going to see, I have placed them in the format of facilitating skilled visions. These 2 films, starting with the first film, is My Name is INDU, directed by Viay Chandra, who developed this 15-minute tribute film on Hindustan Film Factory, set up in Ooty for the sole purpose of facilitating transition between producing films, which is cinema in India, to manufacturing film, which is a photographic material, and also material for usage of in medical sciences and other fields. And the second film that has been chosen in this diptych is directed by Aruna Vasudev, where she records the archival processes which are used in preserving film and cinema and photographic materials. So we will first watch these 2 films, and then we will come down to the second diptych. Enjoy the screening.
The spoken word is still the chief means of communication in India. Our sages and saints had been the repositories of our history and literature, which they handed down to succeeding generations, orally, in all their original pristine purity. Writing was more or less confined to hieroglyphics, engravings on stone and pillar.
It was not very long back that I found that the Raja Harish Chandra film, which we see and usually which has now been made available by National Film Archives, was actually a film which Raja Harish Chandra, which D.G. Phalke remade in 1917, because the original film was lost. which got me thinking about some of the other films which have been lost and then reconstructed. And Alamara has the same story, being India's first talkie, and how it got lost, and how after 50 years, two filmmakers from Films Division of India had responded to this film. One by reconstructing a history of talkies in India, and another by actually reconstructing the Dastan of Alamara by using whatever photographic material was available, production stills, and other kind of archival material that was available, by making use of some of the lyrics written by Kafi Azmi and sung by Jagjit Singh. So these next two films that we are going to watch is these filmmakers' response in how they have curated the talkies or the talking films or the voice coming to films in India. So the first film that we are going to watch in this is Indian Talkies, directed by Yash Chaudhary. It's a 22 minutes film made in 1981. And the second film that we are going to watch in this is Dastane Alamara, directed by Chetan Mathu. 20 minutes film, long film made in 1982.